It's turned into super hose. And you can park in front of the office. What time is it?
It's probably 5:45.
I mean, there
or 4:45.
Oh my god, I'm actually a customer here. I don't work here anymore. Where's my camera? Riley's dirty back window. Dirty tailgate. With some shiny louvers.
Now those are dirty as fuck. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, they're dirty, but they're shiny. They got some dust on them, but hell yeah, let's get them out of the car. All right, let's go down and get started on this. So this is what we're up against. Looking good. I'll tell you right now, 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, I'm satisfied with these. There's minor dirt in the paint, but overall the texture is smooth. I'm not really worried about runs, even though there aren't any. What really bothers me is orange peel. I hate orange peel in a paint job, and this doesn't have it. So, here's our hardware. Now, if you guys remember, I siliconed these onto my last car, but we're gonna try the double stick tape, how they're supposed to do them from the dealer. And I'll explain what these are for in just a second. Okay, so when I got my hands on these louvers, it turns out that they've never been on a car before, but they've been in storage for almost 30 years. And since they're very flexible, as you can see, they'd hit your window, but from the factory they'd give you these little rubber knobby bump stops that slip in these holes right here that rest against the glass to keep them from flexing. Well, I don't have those and I never did. So what I did the first time was I picked up these little bumper stoppers for like, I don't know, so a door doesn't hit a wall. I found them at Home Depot, but they work pretty good. Now what I do is I need 18 of them. So what I did the first time, which was an accident, was I put them right here over the hole, and it wasn't the greatest idea because water got in there and it softened up the glue, and these things went to garbage in no time. So second time around, I bought these things again, and all I did was put them right here on the inside so they can't get water and adhesive. Works like a charm. These things cost like $2 a piece at Home Depot. You can't go wrong. So theoretically, individually, they'll rest against the glass just like this and keep the louvers from rattling against the window and flexing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those on quick. And done. You can see they're just the right height. Perfect height. But yeah, as I was saying, these little black nubby rubber bumpers that they had from the whatever inner part was the manufacturer, you can't get those anymore. And when I walked into Home Depot asking if they sold any, because I had like 2 or 3 left over that were still in here, they looked at me like I was high on crack, and they're like, what the hell are those? Where'd you get those? So I walked down to their aisle where they had the like door protectors and stuff like that, and this is what I came up with. And I know these work. I know they work well because I've used them on here. This will be the 3rd time I've ever had them on here. So, yeah, cool. Ooh, the sun is making everything hot. Put up the fucking bungee cord. Fucking snap, right? Well, that's pretty fruity looking right now.
Eventually.
Here we are, almost 5 hours later. 5 hours. As you probably saw on camera, these side pieces right here went on really, really easy. It's that center section. Has to be lined up completely perfectly, which is still to go into the lock right there. And you can see it's off just a little bit, but whatever. It's good enough, and I'm not gonna mess with it. But that right there is multiple layers, about 6 layers of double stick tape. And they're not going anywhere. If you remember on the last car, I siliconed them, but they're not going anywhere. But we had these things on and off the car probably about 10 times, trying to get them to sit right, position it correctly, and it sucks because the pedestals that it's sitting on don't meet the glass. They're up too high. That's why we had to layer so many pieces of tape in there. But anyway, overall, looks pretty good. I kind of wish I would have went with a semi-gloss black, but I figured it would have looked like plastic. And I feel that the gloss will repel more bird shit and other elements of the weather, so. They look like they're part of the car. All right. This car's gone through a lot of changes since I had it. Looking good. Getting ready to wax it up for this weekend. Gonna be throwing a little mini party out at the lake. Not a bad looking car. Cool. Well, I'll see you in a minute. So, as of yesterday, the louvers were done, right? Right. Wow. I got the whole car waxed, and it looks great. I got it ready for this weekend. We're throwing a party. And since it was going to rain today, which it did, it poured. So, last night, my neighbor was nice enough to let me store the car in his garage, so it didn't get all destroyed by the weather. But I thought the louvers were done, but apparently not, because when I came over today, why is my GoPro freaking out on me? Anyway, I came over today and the louvers are starting to lift where the double stick tape was. So what I did was I took silicone and I put the silicone in between where it was the pieces of tape were lifting, and now we've got some nice weight holding them down. I'm gonna let them sit for almost 24 hours. But when I brought the car over here yesterday, I let it run in the driveway right here for about 5 minutes so it could warm up, because remember, my neighbor started the car up. I was here in 2 seconds. It left a puddle of antifreeze right here in the driveway, about, I don't know, about a foot round, and I was like, oh great, where's that coming from? So I popped the hood and looked on the floor. Oh wait, I got no power. Hang on, I gotta plug this in. Let there be light with a low wattage bulb. Ooh, that dried up. No it didn't. There's a little bit of antifreeze down there. It's hard to see, but anyway. I crawled under the car, jacked it up, crawled under, and I found where it's coming from. Car needs a water pump. It's leaking out of the weep hole. And at first I was like, God damn it, I don't want to do a water pump. But then I went and looked at this one, and it's so easy to get this apart. You got to take this bracket off for the alternator right here. Nothing on the power steering needs to come off or get disturbed. So it's pull the belts off, pull that pulley off, that bracket for the alternator, this heater hose right here, and it'll come right out. I don't have to take the alternator off or anything. Well, and this lower bracket for the alternator, but yeah, I can probably kick the alternator over. But while I'm in here doing a water pump, I also have an upper radiator hose to replace this big ribbed for her pleasure hose that is so big that it's zip tied to the master cylinder. So I have an upper radiator hose I'm going to change. And while we're at it, the lower hose isn't exactly ready to be changed, but I'm going to do a lower hose on it as well because I won't have to worry about it in the future. And this isn't roadkill, and this isn't Joe Shithead's garage where we build our cars and work on them when they break every week. So, no. I'm building a fairly decent car here. And like I said, half the people I know, something's always breaking on their car. And that's not how we do things over at my house. But that is going to wrap this up. Looking good. Alright, everybody. I'll catch everybody later. Have a good weekend. I know I'm gonna. And tomorrow we're actually taking the Cutlass to the drag strip. So hopefully the weather holds out for us. Because if it doesn't, no drag strip. Alright, I'll see everybody later.